Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to Faded Town, the number one Pokemon podcast in the world. These are facts. Look them up in a book. Google that shit. Pokestats. You heard it all. It's the fucking truth. We're number one Pokemon podcast in the world.
Cut or tap it, bro.
Right? Speaking of that, we got another fucking fantastic fucking guest. Creator of Cutter Tap. One of the most talked about coaches in the scene by far. Deck building like genius, I think.
God.
I want to throw that one out there. God, maybe. We got Phinnegan Lynch with us. How's it going, buddy?
Phinnegan Lynch.
Oh, my bad. See, my intro wasn't good enough.
No, this man coached me. I feel you know.
That takes fucking. He's probably got a degree off that.
Yeah. What's up, Finn?
Yeah, dude, how's it going? How's your holiday, man?
I lived through it, so
okay.
That's good. Proud of that. I like to, just stay in my room and work most of the time. So all these like gatherings and presents and like family gushy stuff is kind of weird for me, but I'm still here. So.
All right.
Yeah,
so, speaking of work, dude. So like outside of Pokemon, what do you do?
Dad, there's no outside of Pokemon.
No, you're the Pokemon guy. I remember reading a post. I don't know when it was, but it was you. I feel like you're one of the most passionate person when it comes to Pokemon. I remember you writing a long post about how you wanted to do Pokemon full time, and I feel like this whole build up, and now we're here, and I ask you what you're doing, and you're like, I'm doing Pokemon full time. It's like, how does that feel?
Yeah. It feels good, man. That's funny you bring that up. I saw that post. Facebook like shows you your old posts, and I saw that pop up like I don't know, maybe a week ago, and I was like, oh man, that's just like it's just crazy. It makes it feel so surreal to really read out this plan I laid out back then of me like adding up how much I could make, doing X, Y, Z, and then seeing like how it actually played out. It's crazy, but it's got its downsides too. I like it a lot, and I'm so grateful for being here. But it's kind of weird when it's like all you're doing is like writing about cards and playing with cards and talking to people about cardboard. It's just kind of strange. Doesn't really feel like a real life sometimes,
Yeah, we talk about it on this show a lot because every guest, either they all play Pokemon cards, obviously, but they either have a job or they do Pokemon full time. We always talk about like it's so like surreal that is people are able to do that, and like just the way you said it is like all you do is Pokemon. So eventually that's gotta burn. Like you gotta burn out on that, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of happening a little bit right now because I'm just getting tired of going to so many tournaments. Like I went to the first 4 regionals, and I was going to all the cups and challenges I could attend, and I was really like pushing, but it wasn't as fun as you might expect it to be, or maybe it's as fun as you would expect it to be, depending on if you've tried it or whatever. But after that happened, I was like, I didn't profit off going to all these events. It's like just so cutthroat and too much pressure and anxiety. So lately I've been just not really going to much. I'm not going to Dallas. I haven't been going to very many cups, and I'm really just focusing on writing and coaching and just testing because I think that's the more fun part for me, actually.
Did you was streaming ever a thought or?
Yeah, I definitely considered streaming. I actually think that would be really cool. I really need to look into that. I've just got like a long list of things I need to do.
Right.
And streaming somewhere on that list, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, because I look at like a lot of these players like Azul and Pablo that do like Pokemon full time, and their streams are a real big thing. And I think you have that passion and that personality that your stream could be right up there with them without a doubt. It's definitely something definitely look at.
Yeah, I really should explore it. I really should.
Yeah, really should.
When I look at, so I'm looking at your Limitless. I always do, and I mean it's pretty good. Like, so when did you start playing?
Um, 2010, I was playing the Pokemon video game. My next door neighbor was this girl that I really wanted to impress, so I bought, I think Emerald might have been, and like, you know, kind of showed off my skills there. And then I found out I could like take it to the next level with the video game thing. And this is when I'm like 12 years old, 11 years old, something like that. And I remember specifically I searched on Pokemon.com to see what you got for winning different levels of events in video game versus trading card game. And I was like, you get like twice as much money if you win worlds in the card game. And so I went to Target and I bought a card game like theme deck, and that's how I started.
That's hilarious. Because
yeah, it's not like I had any friends that played. Like there was nobody around me that played or anything. It was just like
really,
I was just stuff.
You're California based, right?
Yeah, I live in Sacramento.
Okay, and that's like how the scenes out in California I know is real big because I have to go there to go to any cups because Vegas sucks. But like how's Sacramento? The scene.
How's the scene in Sacramento?
Yeah, the scene in Sacramento.
It's good. There's a lot of cool people around here. Some drama, a little bit.
I think that's everywhere though, right?
When is there not? Yeah, there's
Vegas is full of that shit too. There's like 12 players and half of them hate each other, so
yeah,
makes sense.
I was kind of in that whole drama thing for a little bit, but that's been resolved. But I don't know. There's cool people out here, people that I like testing with sometimes. I do almost all my testing just over PTCGO, over Skype. But when I do meet up with people in person, you know, there's I like to work with Gabriel Smart a lot. I know he's kind of a meme. A lot of people don't like think of him the way I do, I guess I could say. I think he's actually a really smart kid, and I got a lot of ideas from him, and he's been really cool. So I'll meet up with him sometimes. I used to work with Cameron Shinoy quite a bit, but he's actually moving to Seattle tomorrow, so that's not going to happen anymore. But yeah, I like it. Cali's good for Pokemon.
Right? That's what's up.
That's all it's good for. I really don't like California. I like the Pokemon scene.
Yeah, it's an expensive ass place to live. But
oh yeah.
So you start in what, 2010? When do you start hitting regionals and stuff?
See, my first regionals I want to say was 2013 or 2014. I think it wasn't even regionals. I think it was states. We had states back then.
States back then.
Yeah. I think it was 2013 or 2014. There was like a ship. There was a state championship.
Oh, I remember this on the cruise ship, right? Or no, it's like a SS Anne or some shit.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Do you remember?
Dude,
was that 14?
I don't remember what date it was, but I remember it's a ship. It's in California. It's a ship that's docked all the time, but it's a giant like cruise ship.
Yeah. That was my.
There was a tournament on the ship.
Weddings and shit. Yeah, that's pretty tight. That's super tight.
Yeah,
so that was my introduction to like competitive Pokemon was being on the ship.
That's what's up, dude.
Yo, that's so tight.
It would be nuts to do that again. There's too many of us, but it would be dope.
But I didn't start going to like regionals regularly probably until like halfway through 2014. Yeah, like halfway through 2014, I started going to.
And were you a senior or masters at that point?
I never played in seniors or juniors. Okay. I remember when I got on the ship, they were like, you could be a master or a senior, because I think I was 15 or 14, and I was like, I want the harder competition. So I have never played a tournament in seniors.
Oh, yeah,
that's what's up.
Love it.
That's what's up. So we get into like the 2016, 2017. That's where like Limitless starts. Basically the money era. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this. That was a tough year for you, right? You hit almost like 4 9ths in a row. You got 10th, 11th, 9th, 9th. Oh my god.
Bro, that season.
That's insane.
That season was so sick and so bad at the same time. Oh my god.
That is insane.
I got good memories and bad memories of that season. I think the coolest thing I remember doing that season was coming up with a Turbo Dark list in Standard. I think that was that season.
Yeah, you had the 2 9ths are both Turbo Dark.
Yeah, I think one of them was.
One's with Giratina.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was like my big thing that season is I like made a standard Turbo Dark, and that deck was so sick. I love that deck so much. But yeah, a lot of really close finishes. And,
Fuck.
you know,
But like if you look at it, you're what, maybe 2 years into like taking it semi-serious, and you're hitting ninths. Like that's gotta feel good.
you'd think so, but I just started off so hot, like because all I did was play Pokemon. Like I was in high school, so I remember in 2014, I would go to high school, as you do.
Right?
And, I would just sit in the library and play Pokemon with myself at lunch every day during class. I would just write out deck lists. Like I just made it my life straight from the get go, and so I made it to Worlds in 2015, and I got top 32.
Okay.
And I also won a regionals in 2015.
Oh,
So like
all right.
you'd think that getting those ninths was satiating, but it was not, because it was like, dang, I got too far too quick, and now my standards are too high for myself.
Right.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say like you jumped up, you got over the hump in 2017, but you already won a regional in 2015. All right, well, but that second place, that was kind of super bitter then, right?
not really actually. That time I had kind of gotten, like, you go through the phase where you're like on your high horse because you killed it or whatever, and then you don't really get the same results you did at the last couple events or something, and you're like, oh, I'm not this shit anymore, and then you kind of get to this point where you're like, all right, well, I'm happy with X tournament performance or Y tournament performance. So by the time I got second, I was just happy, to get second. I was really happy I didn't get ninth. That's what it was.
I bet.
I was really happy about that.
That's funny. So
that was the best deck ever. I will stand by that. By the way, that Zoro Hex deck is the best deck ever. I'm not saying. I'm not saying my specific list. I'm not saying like I played the best list possible. I'm just saying that archetype was insane.
Yeah, I don't think any deck like ever would like beat this. Like that hex, that format was just insane. Like I remember playing. I was playing at this tournament, and I played against someone PC guys. I can't remember who it was, but it was a mirror match, and like I won game one. But like as I'm playing it, like I can tell that he knows the matchup so much better than me. Like I just like somehow I beat him game one, and then like game two he like runs me over, and like game three it's going to time, and it was like a win and in situation. I just took the slip and I circled his name. I was like, nah, dude, like you deserve it. Like I shouldn't even be here. The way he was playing, it was just that insane. I'm like, yeah, I don't like the hex, everything. The sequencing with that deck was insane.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Did you play back then, Carl?
Yeah. Where were you, Carl?
Yeah, I started playing in December 2017.
Okay.
Which is when I got coached by Finn. I got coached by Finn for about a year, on and off.
Yeah.
But I didn't expand it until last season when I was like, I had a $3,500 flight voucher from Delta Airlines. So I just booked a flight to like every expanded event. And at the first one, I was like, I fucking hate this format. I hate it. And I had already booked everything else. So where was I? I was in like fucking Portland. I'm in Portland. I could go fucking buy a J and smoke it and walk around, and I'm playing here. I'm sitting here playing with fucking Zorarks and Buzzwoles and shit, and I can't stand it. And I have not played Expanded since then. And every regional I start 4-0, 5-0, and I just botch it because there's cards in the card pool that I've never fucking seen before. So like,
I feel
you
like
could not impact your way through the first 4 rounds, and then I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, oh, okay, do this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Do extra 30 damage for every prize card. What the fuck?
you got hit with the iris. You're crushed.
Yeah, and I'm just an example. I got reamed by literally 80 different cards, and I'm like, ho-oh, what does this do? Ho-oh, flip a coin. What the fuck? You know, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, Rayquaza for literally 8 trillion," and I'm like, "Dude, I just want to go home. I want to fly back to." When you want to fly back to Buffalo from Anaheim, California, you know there's a big issue.
Dude,
So
know.
I just watch you guys on like when there's an expanded event, and I just cheer for my friends because I have no desire.
Really?
I'd rather play Magic than
Really?
play expanded Pokemon, and Magic to me is fucking lame.
Dude, expanded is by far the most fun. Like the card pool is insane, and it's like I don't know. I think once you get a grasp of all the cards in the meta, it's like
I don't want that work. That's work,
it's
bro.
not work. Just play some games.
Here's the thing, man. It is not possible to prepare for an expanded event. It's simply not possible. You have to win an expanded event. You have to have stumbled upon the best deck in the entire format at that time, or you will not win.
I don't know.
And
I don't agree with that.
That's facts. That's facts. Because the card pool is so fucking big. It is. You have to get insanely lucky for one.
I know Zoroark seems so consistent. Like Garb as like an archetype.
It's literally arguably the BDIF though.
Maybe
like it's consistent.
It has like 50-50s with like everything or favorite.
It's got to be one of the few decks in expanded that has that though. Like it has to be at the upper echelon of the entire tier list, and it is that way because it does everything. It's one of the only decks that could reasonably prepare for anything, and that's why it's expanded because you could see fucking anything.
Yep.
And I don't know. I don't want to play that game. Like I like standard so much because I could test a deck versus 5 or the 6 meta decks, know the matchups inside and out, and just be like, okay, it's on me. Like, it's all on me to play well. I know how to do it. I love that. Okay. What I don't like is like, oh, okay, this fucking stupid Milotic is going to pop this guy, and it's going to create this fucking bullshit where I just want to jet punch, bro. I just want to jet punch right through your Zorua, and that's what I want to do.
That shit's so funny because like at Dallas last year, we were in a meta where it was like Zoro Gliscopod was like best deck because everybody was hyping Archies, so like Zoro Gliscopod, boom. I'm like, dude, I talked to my friend, I'm like, everyone's playing Zoro Gliscopod. I'm telling you, this Ho-Oh Blaziken deck just runs that over, and I'm like, we can just win. And like round 1, I hit like Buzzwole.
Shit.
No, I hit Buzz Lycanroc and like ran it over. Like that was good. But we get to round 2, I hit fucking Rotom. And like he hits all my Pokemon for weakness. Like, I can't do shit. And then round 3, I get hit with fucking Night March, and the Joltex like kill all my Ho-Ohs before I can even play. But like my one buddy, he hit Zoroark after Zoroark, and he was crushing it. And like I'm like, if you're in a sense, you're right. Like if you could predict the meta and the shit you're gonna hit, dude, you could win.
Like so on that day, I remember exactly what I was doing on the weekend that Finn got second at that tournament because I was very like invested. Because like I was just some new kid playing, no one knew who I was, and they still don't. But like, you know, and I was just like, I really want Finn to do well because Finn gave me some help, and Isaiah was helping me at the time too. And I remember being so jazzed up. And I'm the annoying person who will message you, like DM you when I know you're in the middle of playing a game. Like I'm like your mom. Basically, like, hey, honey, just wanted to say that I'm paying attention. I was like, yo, Finn, do it to him, boy, do it to him. You know, and I'm sure that was annoying. So that was me at that time.
That's what's up, though.
Away since then, though. Yeah. But yeah, I really wanted Finn to win really, really, really bad. Fuck expanded. If Finn doesn't win, the format's shit, and that's literally what I think. So,
lately I've been misplaying. Like lately, I've been. I don't know why, but this season in particular, I've been making misplays in tournaments more than normal, and it's kind of annoying. It's
right.
Like
just a bit.
Why
do you have people around you that are like, why are you mad? Like, That's the one thing I hate the most is when you misplay and you get mad about it because you misplayed, and then you have people around you that are just like, dude, why do you get so mad? It's like, dude, you don't understand how much time and effort I put into this, and then for me to do something that's stupid, you know?
Yeah, I don't. Well, so I don't really get that mad about it. It's more of like a disappointment thing. But I kind of surround myself with people who want to win really bad. So if I am mad, they're like, "Yeah, I'd be mad too."
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I think I've just been struggling with just anxiety at tournaments. I keep getting really anxious. I guess I kind of feel like I have to prove something again because it's been a while. Well, maybe not a while, but it's been a minute since I've done anything that I really feel like was, yeah, like a notable accomplishment in tournament at least. I think the last thing I did was top 32 with Gardevoir at NAIC, and that was cool. But it's like, we're maybe over halfway through the season, and I think my best placement so far is like one top 32 at one regionals.
Correct.
So like, that's just. So I don't know. I'm in this kind of weird spot right now where it's like I feel like I need to do well, but then that anxiety is like keeping me from doing well because I get so nervous when I'm playing because, you get the idea. But that's a big part of why I felt like I should just stop going to tournaments for a little bit just to like,
get a
reset.
better headspace. Yeah. When you put a lot of pressure on yourself when you do stuff like that, especially when did you start? When did you go full time Pokemon? This year?
I've either been full-time Pokemon or full-time Pokemon and going to school.
Okay.
For probably like 2 years.
2 years
ish.
I
think so.
Do you feel like
maybe 3?
Like that has like put a burden on your play? With that anxiety kind of that you're having? Do you think you coaching all these people and you having a name and then you invest all this time and effort just into just Pokemon, you put that much pressure on yourself that you think that's your struggle right now?
Yeah, I think the whole coaching and like writing thing has changed it. Like there's a reason I did so well right off the bat. When I was younger, and it's like all I did was work on decks and tests in preparation for me to use something at a tournament. And now what I do when I'm preparing for a tournament is I have to work on a deck for myself, and then I also have to work on 3 other decks for other people, between like teammates, people like coach, or just so I have something to write about on my website. So it's just like my attention is split between several things in terms of like what archetypes I'm focusing on. And then I also feel like I need to get people ready the day before the event. So I'm anxious the night before, not just because the event's the next day, but because this person needs these cards and this person wants help with, understanding this matchup. So I got to like write that out, or I forgot to send them the notes from a coaching session. So I got to do that at 11 p.m. the night before the event because I procrastinate like hell. So, that's definitely added to it. And it makes me feel like I don't even want to do it sometimes, but ultimately it's worth it.
Right. It's just, I like that you're stepping back and just take a break and try to figure that shit out, because like mental health's always like way more important than some top 32 or whatever.
Yeah, hell yeah. And also, he's the best coach in the entire game, without a doubt. And it's important that we keep that, right? It's a little selfish, I think, but if the community lost Finn,
I mean, like, I've heard it multiple times. He's not the only person that praises you like that.
Yeah, he is the best to ever do it. I'll tell you right now. So,
that's got to be an accomplishment. Like, you have to feel good about that,
Yeah, totally. And that's why I don't feel. That's why I like stepping away from events for a little bit. Is it doesn't make me feel like bad. I think it just makes me feel better. Is because like I love teaching and I love writing. Like,
okay.
my parents would tell me that they thought I should be a teacher. So that's like what coaching is pretty much. So. I mean,
So,
yeah, those are two of my favorite things to do is just teach people stuff and like try and help people get better. And then I just love writing. Like it doesn't even have to be about Pokemon. That's what I want to do actually. Like
right?
long-term career, I want to be a writer.
That's what's up.
So, and it's like you go to an event and if you do well, you leave and you're like, oh yeah, I feel good. Like this is sick. I did well. Or you leave and you're like, I'm terrible. And then you feel bad for a week if you're like me. It's just too much fluctuation to deal with. It's like I'll put out an article and I'll help people consistently and I'll get paid. And it's like there's no risk there. Like there's no RNG.
Right? Like I'm in this headspace right now where I've convinced myself I can only do good at one regional a year. And like my history has shown that. Like every year it's like this one day 2 did pretty well. This and like I day 2'd at Portland. So now my mindset is like, what's the point? What like can I get over this hump? Like, can I get over this hump and do well at another regional?
That's
like,
no.
It's so stupid mindset. I know how stupid it is.
It's
but
real
like
bad.
and like cups are the worst fucking thing ever too. Like I'm so fucking triggered at cups because like I cannot win a cup. I've come in second at cups like 6 times, and like,
wow,
I cannot stand it. Like it's the most triggering thing. It makes me not want to go to cups, and so like I have this whole like mindset of like, what's the point? I already got my day 2 of the year. I got my day 2 of the year. I can't win a fucking cup, but then like in the back of my head, I'm like, I can get through this. I just need to get rid of that stupid mindset.
You gotta get up and you gotta feel dangerous, bro. Like,
dude, I think the best I've ever played is when I walk into the room and like I know this is fucking like rude and fucking like cocky, but I've walked in a room and just told everyone that I'm gonna beat them. Like it doesn't matter what you've had, I'm gonna beat you.
You gotta be the baddest motherfucker in the room,
right?
dude.
I feel like that.
You have to. The best I ever did. The last tournament I played in, I was like, dude, I know 2 things. I know my deck inside and out, and I'm the baddest motherfucker in this whole room.
Right.
And I had a great day. It was wonderful because and that's when I learned, like, I don't even give a fuck what the meta looks like. I'm going to be comfortable with my deck and know it every matchup, even if it's tier 2 or tier 3. I feel like I can just, if I know a matchup, it's so much more than most people do. They'll build their deck at 3 a.m. or snake a list off a paywall website, but then not even like learn it. So I'm like, if I just know my deck inside and out, and if I just have this undying confidence that like me in this deck is really hard as fuck to beat, I think it takes you really, really, really far.
I agree.
Like I'll play Malamar and I'll literally look like a drunk 4th grader. I'll be like, dude, what do I even do? And then I'll get Guardian or something, and I'll be like, yo, I know exactly what to do against that. Like I'm gonna bust you. Oh, you got abilities art? I don't give a fuck, B. I'm about to bust you anyway. It might not be true, or it might be true 30% of the time. But it really helps, you know. Like mindset is everything, dude.
I agree.
Honestly,
I think like that's the best I've ever played is when I'm confident in the deck I have, and I'm confident that I can beat anyone.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the first time I like day 2'd, I realized that like these quote unquote like pro players, they're fucking human, you know. And like once you get that mindset of like they're not like sure they're great, like all these players are great, but they're not unbeatable.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I think a lot of players put these players on pedestals where they already lost before they sat down.
100%. I heard a story over the weekend about one of the kids that goes to my locals played against Jimmy in a regional, right? And he was like, because you know it happens. Like what? In my first regional, I played Israel, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I watched this guy on YouTube to get good, and I got to the table, and I was like, "Yo, what's up, Israel? I watched a lot of your streamed matches on YouTube. I learned a lot from you. It's super cool that we're playing, you know." But like that's different than going up to like Jimmy and being like, "Bro, don't whip my ass too bad." Dude, like don't say that.
I hate when I hear that, and you hear that so much. You hear that so much. Like I sat next to Zach Lesage at San Diego for round one, and his person sits down. He's like, "Hey, don't beat me too bad." And I'm like you can beat him,
dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I played against Finn at my second regional ever, and he was coaching me, and I was like, I'm like, I don't even know what to fucking say. I'm like, oh shit. And this is basically like, we're both like X11 or whatever. It was like when the shit was super cutthroat and you had to go like 611 or 711. Yeah. And I'm like, well, Finn, I guess we'll see if your coaching is good or if it's shit. Because I didn't know how to, and I think I should have won. I played terribly because it was Finn. But like, if I went up to him and I was just like, oh man, you're gonna kick my ass. First of all, that'd be a testament to his coaching, right? Because that would mean that he's just a shitty coach, which I didn't believe to be true. I got to that table and I'm like, I'm gonna pound this motherfucker right now, right here, and he beat me pretty badly. But I feel like I had a chance, and like my mindset was good, and I think that most people lose the game, like as they sit down or when their opponent flips their basic and they're like, oh shit, bad matchup. Like, even thinking that, I think gets you so far into like a shitty headspace where your plays are not good.
Right.
Like, just think like, oh, bad matchup, 80-20, I can't win. Like, dude, what? Don't think about that. Like what? Why would you think about that? And everyone does it. Or they'll see a name and they'll be like, oh shit, I'm playing Danny. Oh man. You know, I look at it as an opportunity. I'd be like, dude, I think I'm gonna beat this guy, and I really want to, and this could be the win that like makes my resistance hella fucking good, and you know, like,
agreed.
I don't know, everything's mindset, man. Everything.
I tell people all the time, like, when you hit a bad matchup, if you can overcome that bad matchup, that win almost propels you into day two. It's like, all right, you got past your like worst matchup. Now, your chances of hitting like your good matchups, as long as you built a deck that has like a wide variety of good matchups, like you're looking great. So like when you see that bad matchup, you're like, you just have to stay focused and try to squeak by it.
Just know your deck, man. That's like the thing. Finn, what do you think about all this?
Yeah. Because you got like the best coaching.
Yeah, coach us up on.
Yeah. Let's hear this. What's your thoughts on that?
Well. Frankly, I don't really relate to most of that, to be honest with you. Like, I don't I don't see somebody like flip over a card and that I don't really see somebody like flip over a card, or like I see they're playing a certain deck and I'm like, oh, this is a bad matchup. I'm not making an observation about if I have a good chance of winning or losing. I'm just immediately trying to figure out what my game plan is against it.
Okay.
Because I don't really think it helps to think about if you're favored against the deck or not. And I do the same thing against like players. The only person that seems to persistently make me feel like I'm almost certainly not going to win is Keon Amini, and I don't know why. But
everybody, don't feel bad.
Well, but I'm not like scared of Jimmy or Azul or any of the, those guys. Like I've hung out with those guys plenty of times, and I've hung out with Keon plenty of times. But I don't know. I guess like Keon was the player I was like scared of facing when I was like getting good, because he's
in your area, right?
Yeah. He was like the best player. I mean, he probably still is the best player around me. So I guess that mentality just kind of stuck with me, but against pretty much anybody else, I'm not concerned, and I don't think I ever really was.
That's good.
I mean, it's just they're just a person playing a deck,
right? Dude, like that's what I tell people all the time. But like even like after I got third at Portland, I went to a cup right after, and it was expanded, and I was playing Blastoise. And like everyone already seen me play it on stream and shit. And like as soon as I sit down, like I can already tell people were like, oh, I'm gonna lose. And like it was a weird thing for me, because like I've never like felt someone like go fuck against me. Like, oh fuck, this guy was just so like, but like I was like, these guys are crazy. Like, I've done good at like 2 regionals in my life, and you're gonna go, oh, I lose because you sat across from me because I played a deck I did well like yesterday. Like like that whole mindset, that really changed everything for me. Once I seen the people react the way that they did against me that one time, I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, and like I could tell even their gameplay was bad, and like they're just misplaying because their mindset was just off. I think a lot of this game is mindset going into matchups. Let's jump into how did Cutter Tap start? Like, where was the idea, and how did it get started? And then now you have a team. You surround yourself with like a good group of people right now. Like, let's talk about this.
Yeah, so I guess for the first question, I started Cutter Tap because when I was 18, my dad told me I had to get a job or I had to make a job. My dad's always been doing his own like self-employed stuff, selling different things or making not making companies, but like, small businesses and stuff. So I've got those entrepreneurial genes in me, and basically I couldn't stand taking orders from anybody. Like, I just can't stand people bossing me around. And I had a job over the summer when I was 17 where I was working at one of those, and I was like, I'm never doing that the rest of my life, never. So basically, it was work at McDonald's or make money playing Pokemon. So I just I had the idea for the site because I was already writing for some other websites at the time, and I just thought I could just do it myself. And my friend was a coder, and he'd made a couple small websites, so I just hit him up, and basically that's the root of it. I forgot what the other questions you asked were, but that's the first answer.
I was like, so that's the root of it, and then we see. Well, you announced like basically a team. Like you started to do what? You got Hunter Butler, Carter. Who else is on it?
Hale Obernolte, me, and Joe Sanchez.
And I feel like he's like, there's someone else.
Wait, Hale, me, Joe, Carter, Hunter. Oh, Mike. Oh, okay. Man, Mike's going to hate me. Mike Morton. He's the newbie.
Exactly. That's funny. But, like, we see... I like to say, like, I would consider you guys a team because I feel that presence that I felt when DDG started. When you had a group of people that were very tight knit and they're playing the same decks and they're doing well. And when I hit regionals now, I feel like I see Carter and you and Hunter walking together, and you guys got a smile on your face because you got some fucking spice going. And I really enjoyed that aspect of like a team compared to like these other bullshit teams that there are out there. So how did you guys come together?
Well, I started the whole thing because I wanted a group of players I could work with because I didn't think my brain alone was going to be good enough to get where DDG was at, because that was the main thing is I wanted to present them with some competition. And Hunter I had been working with for a while. Hunter's like one of my closest friends. All those guys are like some of my closest friends. But yeah, I think it started with Joe Sanchez and Hale. Hale, by the way, is one of the most underrated players like in the game's history. That kid's a genius. Like, I think he's literally a genius. I'm pretty sure if you gave like an IQ test, he would like make Bill Gates look like an idiot. He's a real smart guy. But anyway, basically I just wanted around 6 people, 5 or 6 other people to work with on decks, because that's just what you need. Like, you want to do well in both.
Like that's how I feel. I feel like DDG like made a blueprint of like how to have a really good team, and like I feel like you jumped on that ship and you're steering in the right direction. And I think other teams need to start doing that. Like if you want to be a team,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the main differences is like with me. If I ever have an idea, it's on my website. Like there's no idea I come up with no matter how badly I don't want to leak it, that I'm not going to post on my website. So that was an inherent difference from the start. Is, you know, anytime I was getting these guys on a deck, they were very aware that, you know, there was going to be an article on it and people could read. But man, paywalls are magic. Like, I'm telling you, if you just put a deck list behind a paywall, there's so few people that want to pay for it that you don't even have to worry about facing it. Like, there's such a big difference between just posting a list on YouTube and putting a paywall. So anyway, I've never actually ran into a problem related to that. But yeah, I found that having that aspect be different from DDG made it so things were a lot more open and you could test around other people. You know, you could be in the open play area on Friday before an event, and it wasn't all weird, and people would ask you what you're playing and you could just tell them. It wasn't like you lie to them or you know,
like when DDG was off in the corner, you know, and if anyone walked by there, they're like putting their cards away and shit. Like it's not like that.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing against those guys. Like, I completely respect their deck building process and the way they go about it. And yeah, the very smart group of individuals over there. But yeah, I'd say that's like the main difference.
Yeah. Do you, like, is that like a thing where you want to be more open to the community? Is that the reason you do that, or is it just like you have a website, so I'm gonna post what I play? Because you hear that online all the time about meta manipulation, where you get players that are not playing what they're promoting. Is that did you want to be like see through completely when it comes to the community?
Yeah, man. I really hate being a deceptive or dishonest person. I believe in honesty, like on a religious level, and I mean that I don't mean that as if I believe in honesty highly. I mean, I literally believe in it religiously. So I don't think I could ever be on a team where you're just trying not to let anybody know about it. I just can't be that person.
Okay, I see it. It's hard for me. I see both sides because I see like you don't want to give up your deck to win, but I also see your honesty and your side, which I think you have the best way to do it is through a paywall. So it's not like at the end of the day, I think it would be really hard to have a team if you were just like, we're gonna work all this time on this deck and then I'm gonna post it on my YouTube channel. But you have a paywall, which fixes that issue.
Yeah, and I don't want to say they're inherently dishonest by not, you know, leaking ideas. That's not what I mean at all. I just mean when you're in a position where you don't want to share your list or what deck you're playing with other people, it's very hard and uncomfortable to be in that position without telling white lies here or there. And I don't want to be in that position. And I know, you know, guys on DDG are in that position quite frequently. And so that's just not a trade-off I found worthwhile, even though I see that they, you know, have these huge accomplishments. And I just think they're probably better players than me overall. You know, I don't think it's necessarily the fact that they hide what they're playing that's actually getting them those super high finishes. I think they're actually just more technically skilled, and that's the bigger reason why they do so.
All right, I agree.
Well, thanks. Sure.
Well, you kind of cut out on the last part. I don't know if he heard it, but
I heard it. I heard all that. I mean, I post every 60 that I do before, but I am not on the level of those people. And I think that if you, it depends on what your priorities are. Honestly, if you're here to win at whatever cost and not really make friends, but just have your inner circle of people who you play with and test with, then that's obviously they're going to reflect that. And if you just honestly don't give a fuck, or you just, you know, I'm here to, you know, as far as I go, like I have a bunch of followers and I want them to know exactly what I'm playing and like, I don't know, have the info. And Finn is like in the same boat. Like he has a privileged position of paying for his having content people will pay for. and I fuck with that. If I know somebody's putting out their list days in advance or the night before, the big draw for me was Finn would post his 60 the night before every event, and I'm sure he still does. That was a big dick play. Like that was just like the coolest thing ever. And that's why I do it now. I'm like, dude, why not? Who cares? I'm not gonna win. I might, but like, let's just let people follow along and just instead of teasing it with on Twitter, I'm gonna fucking be like, yo, here it is. Spread it out. Have my nice fucking Louis playmat back there. You know, I don't care. Right. I mean, it depends on your priorities for the game, man. I don't know that.
I mean, obviously, there's no like research behind it, but like, how much of an impact do you think it really is to release your list the night before? Like,
I think it's huge.
You think it's huge?
I think it's humongous.
Really?
I think it's humongous.
Why?
Because it basically allows you to not play anything that could have any element of tech or surprise factor.
Yeah, when you get to a certain point in the tournament, I guess you're right.
Right.
I guess like if I leak my Metal Lucario, and I get far enough into the tournament that they know.
So for like 2 weeks leading up to Worlds and like the Open and shit, I just posted my Guardian list over like how it changed card by card. And I think that deck is heavily susceptible to like that kind of information, right? Because like what are your switch counts? How many switching outs do you have? How many stadium outs do you have?
But does that give you an out like in your head?
I think it does. I think that there are micro decisions that you can make that could slightly, not by a big stretch, but if you add 1% to your win probability through these micro decisions that you make based on somebody else's list or counts, and you're making calculated decisions based on those things, I think it's an advantage. I don't think there's any. I think you are, by posting your list publicly, you are at a disadvantage off the bat. But it's fucking fun. Like the reaction you get is so fun. Like it's a lot of fun, dude. Right. They're like, Carl actually posted his 60 on Twitter last night, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I did.
I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have the paywall. I'm not.
Okay, see.
My nuts aren't big enough for that. I don't know.
It's so fun. Or like,
so you think it'd be that, but you agree with them? It would be a big impact if you took your list the night before and posted on Twitter. You think your chances of winning that tournament drop significantly?
Yeah, I think so, because it's so easy to access things that are just in a public space, you know, especially online. Like, for example, I remember at, I think it was Portland, I played against Azul. I played against Azul a lot. I don't know why, but yeah.
I've noticed that too.
You played him round one, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Portland. Oh, wait, was that Portland or was that the other one? That was the other. Yeah, that was San Diego. I played against Azul round one. But at Portland, I also played against Azul, and I was playing the like Rogue Zork, Pidgeotto, Flareon thing. I think Hunter came up with, and I used Lysander Prism to Lost Zone a bunch of his stuff, and he was playing Oranguru Pidgeotto control. And so, you know, if my list was on Twitter, he would have known I had Lysander, and he would have, you know, resource management a little bit different. I think he probably would have won that game, but he didn't know about the Lysander Prism, and I surprised him, and I just destroyed him the first game because of it. And it was entirely because of that. And so I guess DDG isn't sub to Cutter Top because Azul probably would have won.
God.
All right. So I have to edit out my old statement. Let me do that.
Yeah. Which one?
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't talk about it.
On how it doesn't make a difference, stated by Zach.
I didn't think it did. But the more you say it like that, I think it matters in the big picture. Like, if you're gonna go far in the tournament, yeah.
I agree.
It matters against like middle to higher tier players. It doesn't matter at all against like lower or more casual players.
Doesn't matter.
Like in day one, I'd say the major difference is in day one. I don't think having your list in a public space matters very much.
Yeah. So
Especially in big
so are we saying that What happened at San Diego Regionals was where all the lists got fucking leaked was a huge fucking problem.
I don't think people went to the effort to even like try and. You had to do a couple different steps to make that happen. You had to have like their pop ID. I think you had
And
to
their
have
birthday.
their first.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to like quickly enough get those things. Like you see your pairings and then you're like, oh, I got to figure out his pop ID right now.
Yeah. I'm talking going into like a day 2 situation, you know?
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Like you said, in day 2, it's probably a lot worse, you know? And like,
Yeah.
I remember Rule sent me a picture of someone, like 4 people sent him his list.
Yeah.
In
I remember.
on day 1. I'm like, he's like, what is this shit? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here. And then like I heard like Caleb and fucking Daniel Altavia that their decks got submitted like 59 energy like 12 times or something. Because you could submit people's decks too, which was fucking insane.
Michael Catron told me that when he went to submit his deck in person, because I think he gave them a paper one instead, they told him that he had already. Huh?
I said that was probably smart, but yeah.
Oh yeah. They told him when he was submitting it that somebody had already turned in his deck list. It was like, yeah. So I don't know what jank was going on at that event, but Theo was listening. That is not alright.
Right? Hopefully that gets fixed. Oh, dude, I want to talk about Pokemon's taking over the streaming. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Just cool? I like that. I think it's like,
I'm cool with that.
I think it's dope. Like, it changes. I think their production value is so much better than. But it does hurt. I mean, I see it both ways because it hurts the people that were doing it, but it's just so much better.
Yeah,
it's just so much better.
Really nice to be like on the official Pokemon stream is fucking gas, dude. I love watching it. Sometimes I don't want to say what I was gonna say.
But like, do you guys think it's like a step into Pokemon taking over all regionals, like all aspects of regionals eventually?
Hope so.
I don't know. I don't really concern myself with that sort of thing.
That's cool. I'm glad you have that mindset. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are, and I'm one of them. I guess I'm all like, this event sucks, it's ran shitty, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's why I don't do good.
I think it gets them closer to being an esport, which is still a ways the fuck away.
I really think they did it because they want to push fucking Sword and Shield, the video game, super hard.
That'd be cool. It's shit's super fun too. I've been playing that lately.
That's all I've been playing pretty much too.
I don't know, man. I think it just legitimizes the game a little bit more. Like what these. Oh god, this is gonna fuck me up. What these grassroots streamers are doing is really great and cool. Like it's awesome. The effort, all that stuff. Like that's all well and good, but holy fuck, having the actual company do this kind of stuff is like the best possible thing.
I agree.
It brings so much more legitimacy to the game, all 100%. Games, and it brings more visibility.
Yes,
and it
does fuck up like sponsorships. It does fuck up sponsorships if you want to look at it that way too.
Bro, there's nobody's getting.
I know no one's getting shit, but no one's ever getting shit now for sure. Like if you're talking like we're gonna want to be on stream with my logo, that's just never happening now.
That's true, but Heyfonte's gone now, so now Twitter's gonna be the main platform, and people just do their own little hashtags anyway. So like,
I like that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Heyfonte gone. Is Twitter taking over? Is that what we've assumed?
I hope not.
Oh, maybe. You don't like Twitter?
I don't use Twitter. I just really like Facebook, but I've been trying to promote Heyfonte too, because I mean it just makes sense. Like first one's gone, let's go to 2.
It is a progression.
Right.
Yeah. You have the first president and the second president, and I guess Gibby
I,
is our second president.
Who started Heyfonte too?
Gibby,
Gibby?
I think his last name is Archer. Gibby.
Gibby?
Oh god.
Yeah, Gibby did, and
Yeah.
he made me and Danny Ottavilla admins. So I guess I'm kind of supposed to be like, hey, join it,
Right?
But that's
Ambassador.
Huh?
You're the ambassador, Finn.
yeah, the ambassador. That's a good word for it. Yeah, but yeah.
Talking to Russ, I would never want to be admin.
No, I'd rather set myself on fire.
I just don't do anything. Like somebody says,
But then everyone complains. Like your boy Hunter, like went at Russ, like, "Hey, you gotta do something about Raul for saying what he said." But then you get that,
yeah, but like people are gonna send me that message, and
you're
I'm just
not
gonna
respond.
no. I'll just say no, and then people will know. People will know pretty quickly that Finn's not really doing any admin things. Like he's just letting it happen.
I'm
the ambassador.
I'm down with the Wild Wild West.
Just a mascot. He's literally just a mascot.
I believe in free speech. Just no death threats. That's wrong. Don't do that.
None of that bullshit.
Yeah, there's a line, and cursing is not that line. It's when you start going
not.
like death
Cursing,
threats.
totally cool.
Yeah,
Racial shit, no. Death, no.
yeah. I agree. I like that.
Keep Heyfonte too clean, even though I'm not in it and am not going to be in it. Keep it clean, boys and girls.
I don't know it. To be honest, it is a big impact on the game. Like, as much as it's just like a fucking Facebook group, like I don't think we've hit to realize how big of an impact that group was on the game, and now it's just gone. Like,
I think it's a big deal. I think it's a very big deal, actually.
I do too, and it's like I get it. It's whoever. There's more like all the blame gets put on Russ, and it's not just Russ. There's a group of people that made that decision, but it is crazy, like that a group of people were just like, you know what,
peace.
Which,
at the very least, they could have just passed it on to somebody. Like, I don't understand why they didn't be like, hey, we're gonna shut down the group unless somebody takes it, and then like the first 5 people that comment and admin, like whatever, just don't delete it. Just give it to some people and see what happens. I don't know why they didn't just do that.
I felt like they tried to make a statement. Yeah.
Well, I missed the statement apparently because
their statement was more like, you guys don't deserve this, which is a very rough statement, to be honest.
That's a really arrogant statement.
I agree.
You guys don't deserve my Facebook group. You're immature. Like, shut.
But
whatever, man.
Like, it's hard. Like, because Russ gets all the fucking hate, which isn't fair, because it wasn't just his decision. But when you do say it like that, I see that side. I see that side of like, who do you think you are that you could just delete a group that is like the staple of Pokemon TCG, basically? And
I don't necessarily want to, like, I'm not trying to call Russell arrogant or anything. I'm just trying to say, like, if that's the message that they're trying to send, then I think that's an arrogant message. But I don't know the details of it. I just know that I'm trying to make a new one. So I'm just commenting on the parts that I'm hearing. I haven't talked to Russell about it.
Yeah, I haven't, I don't really want to get into it with him about it, because I know it's like a shitty situation. The whole thing's bad, and but from outside looking in, I feel like the statement was basically they're just tired of people's bullshit. But I feel like why not just give it up to someone else?
Yeah, or just stop. Just like the admin that I am right now is what they could have done. You just don't do anything. Just like people do stuff they're not supposed to do. Oh shoot, move on. Like whatever.
I think they did that for a while though. They did that for a long time. And then, I don't know, I think this last shit post that happened pushed it over the edge, which, dude, the more I talk about this, I kind of agree with you guys now. I don't agree with the people that are personally attacking Russ, but I do starting to agree with the people that are like, it could have been handled better.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I think it could have been handled better. I don't think anybody should be personally attacking Russ. If anything, thank those guys for starting it in the first place. I just don't like the way that they ended it off.
Right. I agree. I'm starting to agree. Because, like, I'm personally good friends with Russ, and, yeah, the aftermath he got was ridiculous. And,
yeah, a lot of neckbeards hitting him up in the DMs.
It wasn't even, it was multiple. It was like 12, I seen like 12 threads.
Me too, bro.
I seen like 12 threads of like straight, in PTCGL hell, there was multiple threads that were just like, fuck Russell Lepar.
Oh, I'm not in Hell's cancer.
I got banned from hell. Because
it's called hell for a reason.
Hell is the worst part of the entire TCG. And I think if you enjoy hell,
I enjoyed it for a long time.
I think you're an idiot.
It was great. I got banned from it because I made like this hella funny joke about Chum, and then Chum messaged Jesper and was like, "Hey, I banned that motherfucker." I was like, yeah.
Charge him $5 to come back into our group.
Did. That's what he said.
I know. He does that to everybody.
I was like, no, I don't give a fuck.
Imagine paying that kid $5 to go memed on.
People do though.
And then Jesper will tell the group what happened, and then like, dude, that group is a hole. That group is a hole. That should be archived. That group is a joke, honestly.
I don't like. I think we need. I don't know. I think it hurts creators.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's the part that pissed me off the most. When I saw that happened, I was like, "Ah, crap! What am I gonna do?" Like when I come out
with the article,
I watch. Like I get emails every time I get a new sub, so I know every time one's created. And I've published articles, not publicize them anywhere, and just seen how many new subs I get. And I've posted the article to Heyfonte and seen how many subs I get, and it's like the difference is night and day. For content creators, we need to have some sort of platform to show people our stuff. And that's probably the part that bothered me the most about it, just getting close down so fast. Like
it does suck. Like all I could do was joke about it in Verbank when I posted our last podcast, but it's like, I mean, we have Verbank. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. People seem to hate Verbank a lot, which
sucks too.
I don't know. I've never seen anything wrong with it. I don't know. And
it's a little bit over. It's like a little bit big. Heyfonte was it was a smaller group, and it was like, you're here if you're interested in competitive content. I feel like Verbank is, if you've touched a Pikachu plushie,
you're in the group. Yeah.
Come on, clown. What are you waiting for? You can Pokemon with Digimon. Get the fuck in here, son. Let's go. Yeah. I don't know.
I get it.
I mean, I'm a part of one of the biggest YouTube channels that there is, and I don't understand the impact because I just make a video and I ship it off, and I'm sure it's a big fucking deal, right? Like, I'm sure it's a big.
Which I don't know. It kind of sucks.
I don't know. I don't know. I loved watching it burn, dude. I
loved watching it. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
But the process of it burning down was absolutely fucking.
I messed for Raul. I was like, "Look what you fucking did, dude! Look what you did."
Too. It's crazy how it happened.
Yeah.
Like, I was scrolling Heyfonte before starting my shift at 6. By 10:30, I'm smoking and it's gone, and it's all shots. People, DMing Russ and shit.
It went straight like from Peter Kika is a cheater.
Yeah.
To fuck you. To Raul's a cheater now. No evidence. Just I don't like you. You're a cheater. I don't like you. You're a cheater. Go fuck yourself, Russ. You can't say that, Russ. That's bullshit. Goodbye, Heyfonte. That's basically how it went.
That's exactly what. That is the most accurate timeline of events that I've ever heard. Everyone cheats. We'll just settle on that. You all cheat.
Whoa.
You all
You heard it here first. Carl's a cheater.
No, I said except me.
I'm posting that shit on Heyfonte.
Go post it. Yeah, I cheat. Check my limit list, bro. You're gonna fucking shit your pants.
It's hard to cheat when you post your list, you know?
It's hard to cheat. I, one, tell you I'm a cheater, and two, post my list.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap this up, I just want to touch on like what's your end goal here? What's your 2020 season look like? What's your future look like? What's going on with this?
Good question, man. I'm not really a good long-term planner. I kind of just take things as they come. I don't think I've ever bought a plane ticket to a tournament more than 3 weeks in advance. So I don't even. I'm starting up college again. I've got like 44 more units to finish. I think on the 16th, that's my first day. So I won't have complete undivided attention to Pokemon anymore. But
That'd be good, actually.
Yeah, I'm really excited
I think
to
your
do some
mindset
math.
will be better. I think that's a good thing for you, dude. I like
Yeah,
that.
probably. I just can't wait to do math instead of grind.
Some fucking ADP mirrors?
Oh god, no way. I don't play ADP. That's not a deck I like. But I get the idea.
It's Malamar mirrors, bro. It's Malamar mirrors.
I don't even really play Mally anymore. I just play checkmate, man. I'm all about the check.
I was all about the checkmate.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't really know what's coming. I'm still gonna, put out articles. I'm still gonna. I don't know how many tournaments I'm gonna go to, but I'm still coaching. So, nothing. I don't really have any crazy goals.
No.
I'm trying to.
You're gonna do pretty much as good as you can do, basically.
Yeah,
and chill.
I'm chilling.
Chill.
Mm-hmm.
Chill. Just chill, man. Listen, if you're out there watching this video and you want to get coaching, if you go to anyone else that is not this guy here, I'm telling you, you're fucking up and you're dropping the ball. And
links will be below for that shit too. I'll put that down there.
All that shit down there. Hit up this man. Remember, the mascot and ambassador of Heyfonte 2.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask him if he had shout outs, but I think fucking Carl's got you.
No, I got. Oh, he'll undoubtedly have more. However, I was coached by this man for a year, and it was well worth it. The notes were very good. He's very accommodating. I would not endorse anyone else unless I really believed in them, and this is the best in the biz right here. Hopefully on the video you're to my left.
Nope.
If you want coaching, find Finn, go to him, pay that man your money. It is well worth it. You will get better really fucking fast, man. That's how
it's cheap right now too, actually. I lowered my rate. Used to be 25 an hour, now it's only 20 an hour. So
blowing it out, guys.
To be honest, that's like super cheap when it comes to coaching, from what I've seen. So
you'd be worth 25 or 30. Like, just do it. If you need coaching, just fucking do it, man.
That's what's up.
That's it. Use coupon code Rare Candy Carl for 10% off your coaching. Just kidding.
Are we sponsored now? Did we get our first sponsor?
No, Rare Candy sponsors me. Not
no. I'm talking. I thought for his coaching.
I don't know. We'll do some conglomeration bullshit. We'll interweave it all.
It's all good. You got any shout outs or anything you wanna add to that?
Shout out to my team.
There you go.
Cutter
Tab it all.
Cutter Tab everything. Just if you need anything related to, it's got Cutter Tap, and it's Cutter Tap at Gmail, or it's cuttertap.com, or it's at Cutter Tap. And then also shout out to God. And that's all I got.
That's what's up.
Oh, curveball.
How's that curveball?
I don't know. I didn't. Finn and I had never crossed that bridge where we talked about God and shit.
One day you guys will. All right.
Maybe we will.
One day we'll all sit down at some regional and we'll have a good time.
We'll kumbaya. We'll do it all.
All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for you tonight. Please, just hit that thumbs up on it. As little as that sounds, that shit helps. If you are listening to the audio only version of this, give it a 5-star, give it a 3-star, give it a rating. I'll take anything.
Give it to your people, man.
Right?
Let's go. Put it in the streets.
Yeah, but for now, guys, we're gonna scoop it up.